I just want to just send some well wishes to Terra Danger.
100.
Big up to Terra Danger. Hope he pulls through whatever it is that he's going through and stuff like that. So just want to send some love and energy to him. Also, as well, speedy recovery to Mist as well. Had that little situation in, what country was he in? Portugal. It's mad because you know what, right now we got a lot of people from here that are doing very well in their lives, and obviously with doing very well and being financial and having a lot of bankrolls financially, sometimes, you know, you want to buy and flex and be able to just go and just do your thing, and you'd love to be able to just live in a world where you could just buy what you want, move however you want, and no one troubles you. But the reality is that now I feel like there's going to be I feel like there's a few of our artists now that have become targets to some of these things. So I just hope that, you know, no one ever gets hurt in that. I know Fredo had the same situation. I don't know if you know, when Fredo was in Ibiza or something like that, he woke up and saw people in the bush.
What?
Yeah. Him and his dons woke up.
2 guys were coming around his villa trying to look like they were trying to get in or something.
Yeah. It's mad.
Yeah.
It's mad. So yeah, man.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly, bro. And that's terrible. You know, like, okay, look, it's one thing when you're in your house, even that's terrifying, because when you're in the comfort of your own home and you're there every day, it's like the same sort of thing all of the time. You just, because you're there all of the time, you don't really expect anyone to come and just boot off your door and try and come and take your things or whatever it is. But to be in another country and you're vulnerable anyway, and then to wake up and see people in the bush or someone's trying to get you or whatever is like, has to be extra frightening. Do you know what I mean? So I just hope, like, you know what I mean, everyone can just move a little vigilantly. And I'm not really a religious man like that, so I can't really say, oh, you know, pray to this person and do it. Whatever it is that you'd like to do that. But yeah, I just hope that everyone stays safe. You know what I mean?
Trust me, man. That's all long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But listen, no, there's a lot of music to discuss. I feel like we ain't had conversation about music in a minute. I'm listening to some decent projects at the moment, in fact. Firstly, on an R&B tip, Snow Allegra, yeah. I know that she's not from here, but I don't know if you've listened to that project, yeah. Banging. She's got a song called Whoa. Oh my God. And it's cool. I think the project's something like Art in My Feels Again or something like that. That project most definitely gets me in my feels. It makes me want to fall deeply in love. I'm not
so
lie to
obviously, man's a Snow Allegra fan. She's Swedish.
Of course.
So I've been on Snow Allegra for a while.
Time.
Yeah, and then like she got bust because of that song Time. Drake sampled it on one of his projects. I think it was Time, or there was a song that he sampled anyway on one of his projects, and then she kind of blew up. So saying In Her Feels Again, because her previous project she was in her feels.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
proper. Yeah. I can't lie to you. Like when she does her thing properly,
she's bad,
bro.
isn't it?
She's bad with it.
She's it's These Feels Again. That's what it's called.
Bro, I've got bare music on my phone. I can't even lie. It's so mad. Bro, how I even, like, was even... Oh, it's so fucked. I thought she was so lit. Like, I thought, amazing looking girl, very talented, proper lit person.
And she's Swedish.
2 2s, and she's Swedish. But man just rates her, like, for music and all of that. Like, just like that. When I move, you move. So, boom, man's gone to America, and I've met this guy. He's bare lit. I'm like, oh, you're such a cool guy. Rare. I was thinking, boy, man, he's just so cool. I wonder who his girlfriend is. It's Snow Allegra. Mad thing. So
the feels are about him.
Big possibly. Man, I'm not trying to...
Shout out to him. Because a lot of the feels that she's feeling is good feels as well. They're not bad feels.
I'm not going to say the names or anything like that. I'm done with that type of stuff. But what was so mad was the fact that I felt like I followed this person. Like, yeah. I'm following Snow Allegra. I'm liking her pictures. These times, I'm bare close with the boyfriend now. I had to unfollow.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I had to unfollow. I felt bad for her. I felt like, I can't just looking at your girlfriend and pretending that, like, I didn't look at her when I'm around you and stuff like that. And then, you know, the ones where you might just be on your phone.
So have you met her in person as well?
Yeah, I met her, like, last year, I think.
So, okay, I know that he's your guy and all of that, yeah. But aside from that, is she, like, in real life, is it a movie?
No, she's a beautiful girl. Like, she's a
beautiful girl.
She's a beautiful girl. No, I don't want to be disrespectful. I even went to her.
She looks crisp. And the way that she talks, I love her accent. She used to live in London for a little while, I heard as well.
Is it?
Yeah, she lived in London for.
I can't lie to you. There's bare Chris girls in Sweden, in Stockholm.
Listen,
I've never
Sweden
been.
is a mad thing.
Serious.
That's probably
Crazy, bro.
That's top 3 shows that Western have done out there. Like lit.
Oh, I know.
Lit.
Yeah, I keep hearing the shows.
Stockholm,
like that,
Malmo,
Stockholm.
Gothenburg.
I heard
all
about
of
you lot
them.
in Stockholm.
It's mad.
Serious.
They were moving like man, it was Drake or something. I swear to God.
Mad.
Fighting to like I'm there anyway.
Serious.
Yeah, it's mad.
Do you know what though? And you know what it is about.
That's
Do you know what it is about Sweden as well? Yeah, is that enough of my brethrens. See, like when somebody announced a tour date, like a European tour date, yeah. Enough of my brethrens always go to the Sweden one.
Do you want to know
They
why?
always go.
Listen,
Tory Lanes. I know Bear Man went to that.
me, Taser Black, JC.
Oh, he's always out there as well. Them man.
Yeah, Taser knows why. Taser knows. I introduced Taser to a really nice life with some really nice people that he would have met anyway because he's a really good guy.
Yes, of course.
But
We
I
need to
think
bring
I
Taser
sped up
back
the
one day,
process.
actually, still.
But he can tell you about one time. It's actually at the start of one of my videos, actually, my Vibber videos, in Stockholm. There's like some GoPro footage of us in an apartment. There was like 3 of us and so many girls. And then you went to the club and you're already with like 8 women who are quite attractive. You then go to a club and you leave them 8 women.
Oh,
it's
shit.
that mad. Me personally, I was with nobody, but everybody else, everyone else is doing their thing, and I'm rating it. I'm just a spectator more time.
You know what? I've got to go, man. I've been to so many different places, and man's never been there, and I keep hearing. And you know what it is? It's like what is the interesting thing about Sweden is just literally the correlation between like that and music, because that is a thing that I always seem to hear the two together. Sweden, music, and obviously women and that as well. But I always hear about like the shows, you know what I mean? Like people are talking about how lit the show is or how sick the vibe is out there, the clubs and shit like that. Obviously it's cold when it's cold, I heard when it
Everything
gets
you've
cold.
mentioned has women. That's all people are talking about. Don't listen to them about how lit this and don't listen to Morgan as well. It's just women. It's like 4 women to 1 man.
Why is it like that?
Because a lot of the Vikings and the people from back in the day, from what I've read, they just went to certain places in England, like Newcastle and all of that, killed a lot of guys, took the best looking women, went over to Scandinavia and just dropped most of them there. Callum, can you confirm? You're racist. All right, well, find it when you can. Let us know. But I know there's some truth in what I'm saying some way. So that's the reason why the women are so beautiful, which is really, really horrible of them.
Well, shout out to them anyway. The other one that I'm really in at the moment right now is Blade Brown's thing. Are you lot bumping that?
I haven't listened to
Fam?
no new project. Not one.
You haven't listened to no new
No
project?
new projects.
Oh, fuck it now, bro. This is going to be a difficult conversation.
I imagine so, yeah. But I thought I'd be honest and tell
you still
you.
have a take. But Blade Brown's thing, have you listened to
Yeah,
it?
I've given it twice over still.
Twice over?
Yeah.
does
I ain't
that
taken
mean?
that much music in because I've been working on the Western project for the last however many months. I've really just been
Immerse
focusing.
yourself in that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like
that's
me
fair.
with our
So
last
I
project
did.
as well.
Yeah,
But I took in Blade because I'll just always have time for Blade.
Yeah.
A Blade project because they come around however many years apart, and you just got to take it in.
Do you know what? One thing I noticed about Blade's project this time around as well, yeah, is how gritty it still was, but how cleaner it sounded. Like just in terms of like the mixes and stuff like that. Like,
I think he's got like a new team around him and like people that have kind of shown him the importance of more like
course.
the visuals, the audio. Like
he's managed by Catalyst.
Governor, yeah.
Governor, yeah. They manage
Mist,
Mist,
Steel Bangles.
Steel Bangles, yeah. Michael Dapper, Tom Zanetti
Yeah.
and that as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's got good management. Blade is so.
He's about
so
to announce a show as well, but yeah, he's got like the songs that I proper like on there. He's got a song with Nux called Harrods, which is hard. The one with Fredo as well, No Lie, and Asco. It was kind of good to hear Asco pop up.
It made
When
me
I was
realise
listening to
we've been missing Asco.
yeah, definitely. I'm driving. You know what it was, yeah?
So
I'm
sad,
driving. Blade's project is one of them projects where like I can't just, oh yeah, the album's just come out, I'm just going to listen to it in my yard. I got to jump in my car and listen to it that way. it's one of them type of projects for me, innit? So like I'm not literally looking at the song titles or anything. I'm just hearing it, how it flows together. And
that's
whatever.
why I'm so confused, because what day is it today? Sunday. Most of these projects came out on Friday. Like that is not enough time for me to take in projects.
Yeah.
Bro. Like that's not enough time for me to take in a project.
Blades
Blades
didn't come
was a
out.
couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
he's come out a
2
couple
weeks
weeks ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, for real.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
come out a couple
ago.
weeks ago. But yeah, bro, like, yeah. Anyway, just driving anyway and just listening, and then like just hearing Asko's voice just pop up like that. Yeah, it definitely made me feel like rah. Like
It's like you didn't realize you missed it, and then when you heard him, you were like, I ain't heard like Asko in a sec.
Yeah.
It's sad,
But
bro.
then it made me think as well, like they've got a lot of the lit rappers locked up right now. Like
Yeah,
a lot of them. Like there's a lack of that type of music right now. Like you got Lowski, Sus, Ambush just came out.
It just came out. Yeah.
Do you get me? But there was a period of time when
They had a load of
if
them.
that was
inside.
what you went to for music,
Yeah.
it wasn't coming out except for probably
But
Fraser.
what is the issue though? Is it one foot in? The irony. Obviously not with talking about my man, but you know what I mean. It's like, is it still one foot in the game, which is essentially putting these like man them still being in a situation where they're vulnerable to go jail? Because you know, I don't really know the in and outs of their situations. You know, I just think, oh, like what happened to my man? I ain't heard my man in time, and then someone says he's in jail, and I'm like, why? What's going on? It's lit for him right now. There's big dough happening out here.
But
Like
it's a transition period, isn't it? There's a transition period of coming off the roads. Like if you're making money or if you're doing what you're doing, it's going to be a transition period.
yeah,
Coming off, you can't just come at. It's going to be hard to just come off straight away.
yeah.
So,
It's kind of.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of any of the cases or why any of them are really in jail. But I just assume, innit?
Sometimes it's not even transition. Sometimes, man. Sometimes it's just lifestyle. So sometimes you're never really involved like that anyway, but due to the fact that it's part of your lifestyle in some capacity, whether it be friendship circles, whether it be you move in certain circles where that happens, so you're just guilty by association. Sometimes that can just fuck you over as well. Do you know what I mean? So I feel sorry for a lot of them rappers that we did mention that are, going inside.
Hopefully
because-
that's sometimes though. Sometimes for some people, it's everything that they need for them to come back out and for it to just not happen again. Like I say that because
Like a wake up call.
yeah. So like see like Tion Wayne, I'd be really surprised if he goes back to jail again this time. Like he's so I know that sometimes some things are just hard, innit? Like when you're around certain people, certain things happen, blah 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 blah. You can get caught up in it or whatnot. But he went to jail as he was lit. Then he's come out of jail and look how super duper lit he is right now. His life is like my man sold out Brixton and he hasn't even got a project out yet. You know,
Yeah, it's
Saw
mad.
him sign
Quick.
a contract today.
he signed a what?
Yeah, I saw him sign a contract.
That's
today. I don't
lit.
know what it was, but he was signing something.
Yeah.
The thing is, Chuck, you know what's so sad? What you just
think it
said.
might be the mixtape.
It wouldn't surprise me
He's got a
though.
mixtape.
I wouldn't be surprised if any of these guys went back to prison. It's the reason why I love Blade so much, because Blade disappears for a long period of time and seems to live and comes back and delivers a project.
Love
so
it.
that's why it's like I'll take a little bit of time before I even get into a Blade project or before I even listen to it, because the amount of time he's taken to prepare it,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I'm gonna have this project for a little while anyway.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Blade projects, I always take my
I
time
can't
to
listen to.
them.
I can't always listen to things straight away. Again,
No,
that's
I
a project
can't.
I have to listen. He is a person I have to listen at a certain time.
Yes, 100%.
The driving around thing for me is perfect to listen to a project like that.
And it's perfect for me this week. I'm flying away a couple times this week, so that's perfect for me to just get.
You
my
might
Blade
want to.
project and
I'm not
just
gonna lie.
listen to
You
that.
might listen to that project and might want to smuggle something.
No,
You might
that's
want to
you
put something.
speaking for
Listen,
you, big man.
You might want to put something in your bag.
No,
Which country are you going to?
I'll
Colombia. If you're going to Colombia,
Colombia.
if you
go- Chucky.
if
Listen
you're
to
gonna go
Blade
to
Brown.
Colombia, bro, if you're going Colombia, bro, Poet might be on the shade borough.
Big
after
man,
when he comes
you have to
back.
speak for yourself, because Doug, everyone knows I'm not on Shade Borough for that. I am way too frightened. I say that with my chest. I said it with chest. I am petrified of that shit. I don't want to be nowhere near no drugs at an airport. Scrap that. I don't even want to be in the pharmacy in the airport. I'm not on it, cuz.
Sometimes it's mad when I go to the airport. I know I'm not involved in anything like that now, but like I'll go to the airport. I'll feel like
Let me just quickly get my food.
that's cool. I'll feel like did I when I'm going through checking, I think did I leave the thing in my yacht? Then I think, why am I thinking like that? I don't have. This is not the life I live. Like I don't
But
have
you
nothing in
still
my.
think that every now and then?
Yeah, every now and then when I'm at the
Really?
airport, I'll think in my head, shit, what did I, my bag, and then I think, what am I talking about? Like, what is like, it's mad. Western dropped today. I only listened, not today, on the thing. I only listened to it. I listened to it once over, yeah, but scrap that because I was saying before that like, I always go and I listen to their catalogue of music, yeah, and how much of a fucking vibes it is. But then there's like that conversation that people bring up sometimes, like, are people understanding this?
Understanding what?
The full vibe that they are actually bringing. Like, do they get the credit that they deserve for it?
I think it depends how you look at it. It's all about perspective. Like, maybe they're not getting their flowers as much as a lot of UK artists right now from the UK.
Yeah.
But you got to kind of delve a bit deeper with Western. Like, their thing really is global.
Yeah.
So, like, where you might be getting the exact same streams as a UK artist who is charting top 20, the Westerns are spread across the globe, innit? Everywhere from Australia to LA, like, and everywhere in between. They just came back from Uganda, like, we're going to Zambia. They just come back from Guadeloupe. Like, these are places where they're headlining festivals that no other UK artist is going to.
And they know them. When I was in Jamaica,
They know,
by the way,
like, Guadeloupe is lit.
when
like
I was in
Sweden.
Jamaica, by the way, Texan
Like-
was beating when I was out there, boy. Beating.
Yeah, I don't think people actually understand how big Texan is in the Caribbean.
Beating.
still.
Like, I'm
it's
not even
actually, like,
joking.
one of, like, Alkaline's biggest songs out there.
Yeah, bro. Beating. Like, not just like,
And they ain't got
Spot
Spotify,
plays.
so you're not seeing numbers, you're not seeing certain statistics because they ain't got Spotify in Jamaica, in the Caribbean.
Oh, shit,
Do you get it? So you're not
We
even
ain't even got
seeing
Duty
but
Free.
stuff.
because it costs peas to fucking get data and that
Out
over
in
there, by the
Jamaica,
way.
is it just physical sales that you've got?
No,
we don't
a lot of it's YouTube.
They have no record shops now.
That they'll have I think their biggest streaming thing is Deezer in Jamaica. I
Is
don't
it?
think
Yeah, is Deezer big
I'm not
over
sure
there?
if they've got Apple Music. I'll be honest.
They ain't got no Apple Store.
But
They
do you
ain't
know
got
what? Like,
that.
it's mad because, like,
No
I
Tesco's. It's mad.
was seeing a lot of people from Toronto, like, hitting up the socials with Western, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I'm looking on Spotify and thinking, it's not really beating in Toronto. But I'm hearing this, like, people are saying Western are lit in Toronto. And then now you can see the Apple Music statistics.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing New York and Toronto as, like, top 5 cities in the world for Western.
Yeah.
Like, it's like London, New York, Birmingham,
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah, but
Do you
Western,
get it? So it's kind of like, it's like everything's spread out.
It's their sound as well.
Yeah, sound is
it's
mad
the
unique.
sound. The sound is so big and wide, yeah. But it's like with that sound as well, it's so vibey where it's like Gallum are brocking out. It's that whole vibe. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you just play it and Gallum are brocking out. It fits in and amongst so many different types of sets. Do you know what I mean? And it makes a lot of sense that even in like places like the Caribbean, but also Africa as well, that they beat so much. But what is mad as well is what you said about, like, literally the perception point of view. So, like, sometimes some people will feel like, you know, over here, maybe, yeah, people know Western and they know their songs and stuff like that, but maybe they ain't talked about in the same way that a certain section of people are talked about.
I told
But
you again.
This
but
is a good example.
So
Yeah,
they're
there's like,
great,
I'm not
though.
gonna say names, yeah, but there was around, like, there's an artist that is getting less streams than them, yeah, but it's concentrated 85% in the UK and they're charting. Western aren't charting like that, but they're getting more streams than them
All right.
because it's like it's almost watered across the whole world. It's watered down across the whole world. It's not concentrated in the UK.
Yeah.
So even in years where 2017, where it was a bit of a weird year for Western, they didn't really release no music. It was a bit weird how the audience was taking them in. This was before texting. We still had shows in Sweden. We still had a tour in Australia.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So we're still out here functioning and moving.
Yeah.
And it feels like we're not lit in our city.
Yeah, it's mad that you say that because I was thinking about this before as well. Yeah, of course you got certain artists that are like massive just in England, innit? Like
got
every,
artists
like
that are just
literally
massive in their city. You leave London, it's not lit for
nothing.
them.
Yeah. So it's like everything, all of their fans, everything that is coming from one particular place, which is cool. Obviously, they get to do shows and stuff like that or whatnot. But outside of it, there's nothing really happening. So you might see an announcement for a UK wide tour, but you may not see Europe, or you might see Europe, but you're not gonna see that show coming from New York or Jamaica or Africa or anything like that. It's just literally within that space.
Or
So-
when they're doing the tours outside, they're doing like 250 capacity rooms, which I'm not dimming out. That's sick. Like if you can go to Amsterdam and sell 250 tickets, sick.
That's lit,
That's
I'm
amazing. But it's not. It's a perception thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, bruv, I don't know, man. You know, I rate them, man. Anyway, I feel like, you know, in terms of spitters, Louis needs to come up in conversation a lot more. I'll tell you that.
he is though. He's getting more.
I've
taken.
noticed that
Over
recently.
Time, he's getting taken
Yeah.
in still, and I feel like on his project
Bro,
he really shines.
Yeah.
Do you know what though?
On the microphone, bro, I've seen him in the studio actually working and that and putting something together and that as well. And like, yeah, bro, he's bad, bro. Louis is cold, you know.
I'm trying to work this all out in my head though, so it makes sense. It's really confusing. This
What's
whole
confusing
situation.
you? Tell me.
Just
Ask me.
loads of things. Very confusing. But how long have Western been around?
4 years.
So now it answers everything. So now
But
I'm cool.
and saying that, like a lot of people
Cool.
have come and gone in 4 years.
What do you
Yeah.
want?
Like the fact that they're still relevant and arguably have more eyes on them now than they ever have 4 years from when they started. A lot of artists have come up and vanished in that 4 years.
But one of the reasons why conversations like this would come up is obviously because when they first came, they came with the massive bang. And like, what they've been able to do is what a lot of artists are not able to do. We've been able to come, do the big bang moment and then still stay. Because after that, usually, remember, they did have that period where it was like, just before texting, where it was like they were trying to figure it out a little bit. Do you get me? And a lot of artists don't get to have that period. They just don't find that song.
And what you don't know is, or what they didn't know at the time is, throughout that whole period, there's this case hanging over everyone. There's like, obviously, Akel goes away. Everyone finds out there's a case 3 days after he goes to jail. But he was on that case for 2 years.
Yeah, I remember.
So like, there was like mad stuff going on. There was like, we had a massive pop hit, and like, so where do you go from that? Do you continue to try and get massive pop hits, or do you
Like
do
what
you
most
reel it
people
back?
try to do.
Yeah, so there's there's pressure from the label. There's us being fresh, not knowing what I was a cameraman. Do you get it? Like no one had been signed to a record label before, so we're working it out as we go, as well. So there's all these contributing factors. Then he catches the case. That's going
By
on
the
for
way,
the whole
just for
time.
people who don't know, Morgan manages Western shit. I know it's a bit weird,
yeah.
but hours into this, but yeah, still gone.
Yeah, so there's just so much going on that's what I'm saying. Like you never know what's going on in people's lives. So there's a year where they don't release nothing and it's not lit for them.
Do you manage them by yourself?
Yeah, I didn't always. I do
Yeah.
now though.
How long have you been doing that for?
Officially from January. Contractually since January. Yeah.
It feels better now, does it? Because now it's just
Of
like,
course.
yeah.
I just feel like everything is where it's meant to be for Western right now. It all makes sense.
That's how I feel.
I don't
but
think they're
you're gonna,
underrated.
from the outside perspective, I understand the underrated stuff. Like if you type Western into Twitter, you see a lot of people they're slept on, they're underrated.
Yeah,
But,
but
they're
they're
just
they're
not
not-
doing what
they're not exactly,
what
and this-
everyone's doing to be rated. They're doing something else over here.
But the thing
building
is, not
something
everyone has to
completely
do
different.
that, though. That's what I think people have to understand too. Not everyone has to do that, you know. Not everyone has to be fucking the big massive thing all the way up here, and it's that straight away forever and ever. Amen. This is the music game. This is the music game. Loads of my favorite artists. In fact, the majority of my favorite art acts are not like that. But they all sustain
would
a
you
nice
say-
career. They all sustain a nice career. They all tour very well. They all have a nice core fan base. You know, a lot of them as well are artists that have that make music that is not necessarily about the time or the wave, but it's just what they do. Do you get me? Like there's certain artists that just make music just for the wave.
So
and
let me
then
get
they
this
have
straight, just so it makes sense. They've been around for 4 years.
yeah.
When they first made that song, they weren't even together.
Yeah, no, the song came out as like 3 solo artists.
And then they worked together as a group.
And then
And they've only had management with you for under a year.
No, I've been
But they've
managing
had
them for
he's been
4
managing
years.
for time.
But
Yeah.
officially, contractually.
No. I've been managing for 4 years, but I was co-managing for
But I'm
3
saying
of them.
contractually, by yourself,
Yeah.
legally, you've been managing them under a year.
Yeah.
Legally.
But
by
Yeah,
yourself.
by myself, yeah.
Yeah. But
So,
hear
me out. Western are doing better than they should be doing, in my eyes. You've got a court case over your head. A man disappears halfway through your success. I didn't really like the second or the third single I thought that was going pop. Them man have got a song called Bend Over, a Yardie classic, and them man are wearing puffer jackets. That don't even make sense, but it works.
I don't even know what that means, bro.
Fam, that man, in the video of Bend Over, I'm seeing Skits wearing a puffer jacket. You're talking about a song that usually you need to see exactly where you need to listen to this song. Them man are in the blocks, fam, and the video works. Personally, Western are actually doing much better. You put any other artist or group in these circumstances, I would love to see how they would survive. But Western,
A lot of people counted them out. They
Western are lit.
See, it was
much later than I expected.
It was already in a weird place before Akel went. Texting came out and it felt like, oh my god, they got one now. Oh shit, it's about to be lit for Western. And then literally a week later,
Bad Boy
the
Rhythm,
audio
that's-
coming out, he goes to jail. The video wasn't even out yet. We just shot the video in Jamaica. He come back, he went to jail.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
And we had the footage. The video wouldn't have even come out. We had the footage, so we edited it and put it out. Because at that time, the label
Bad
didn't
Boy
want to
Rhythm
put out
this,
any
by the way.
music
Did you
without
see my
having made
dance
a
in the garden to
statement.
that? Listen, honestly, I'll be so real with you, yeah? I am living in a world by myself in my house. And I just listen to something, and if I like it, there's not really this overthought process. Cause I went into my phone now. I've actually bought more Western music than any other artist on my phone. Bro, like, you can never go...
Can I say, by the way, Wretch bodies this?
Yeah, bodied it.
Watch Wretch.
Camille bodied it. They all bodied it still.
Do you know what? I'm going to have to disagree on that, you know.
Camille didn't body it.
Do you know what, yeah? I love her. I love her. I think she's good. I think she's more than good. I would have probably put her at the end of the song if it was me, because I just didn't feel like, I don't know, she didn't body it for me. She just didn't body that for me. But watch Rex now.
Western are so good, man. They're so good. And do you know what? I think even people like me are responsible for people having that sort of like stigma of them being underrated, because the only people that should call them underrated are people that have limited information. I've realised that as consumers, yeah, some of us are just really fickle. I used to be very fickle. So we'd look at music
you know
and we
what, as
kind of
well?
think once that everyone's at the same entry point.
Yeah.
Like they're musicians, innit? Like ignorantly the same way you look at footballers and because they've got 87 shooting, they need to have 87 shooting everywhere. It doesn't matter if they're... I've taken away all the circumstances from Western, like most people have. But when you put the circumstances that Western have been
They're not
through
supposed to be
in their
here.
first 4 years, their first fucking 4 years of being a group when they weren't even meant to be a group, for them to be where they are right now, they are fucking lit. People need to stop this underrated shit. They need to stop everything and just say, these men are actually litter than we actually anticipate, because you give any other artist their first 4 years in the game, first 4 years, under the circumstances Western have been through, they're no longer here. They've lasted a year and a half, 2 years max. And these men are still here, churning out hits.
Yeah.
Fucking lit.
Can
Western
I say
to the
this
world.
as well, yeah?
They're lit.
Obviously, this is for them.
Fucking
and this is
lit.
for, like, a lot of artists as well that are in a certain type of lane.
Go on, Western.
And this is from a selfish point of view and from a DJ point of view as well, yeah? You see, if you're going to give me a dub plate, so if you're going to make me a dub plate...
You have to talk to Hailey. I know what you're
Make
going to
me
say.
a dub plate,
I know.
yeah?
I tell him.
Otherwise, to me, it's just a little name drop in the beginning. It's not, that doesn't make
I'm
me...
glad you said... Do you know what?
I'm just going to play the original. But if you're going to make me if you're going to do a dub plate, make me a dub plate.
I'm glad
Remember,
you said that.
you still, even though things are changing, you still have DJs like me who understand this thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can charge for them, because people charge for their dub plates. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I don't even mind paying for one. I don't mind. If I'm going to get a proper thing, I'll ring you or whoever it is and I'll say, you know what, yeah, I beg you make me a dub plate of this. I may never... Do you know how much dub plates I got in my thing here? But I don't really play them, but I just have them because, like...
It's for me.
It's for
It's a
me.
moment
And it's
in
like,
history, innit?
Yeah, in this part, it's history and it's like... Maybe it's a cultural thing in that as well, but like... Yeah, if you're gonna do the dub plate stuff, you gotta make me a dub plate. You see what I'm saying? Like, make me a dub plate. So yeah, tell them that.
You just
Or
told
pass
them,
it
man.
on.
You just told them. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
man.
I appreciate that.
Shout out to Styler.
Do you know who makes the sickest dub plates?
Gappy Ranks.
The Neo.
Oh yeah, he does.
The Neo's dub plates are the littest.
Honestly, I'm so good.
1 second. Styler, what go on? I got loads of them in there. I got some that I can kill a sound with. I got some that I can just, you know what I mean, play for the gallem and stuff
Did you
like
ever
that.
get
But you gotta give me a dub plate. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Did Afro B ever do one for Money and Power, or was it Money and Power?
No.
That's the best dub plate I've ever got.
Really,
It was
yeah?
sick. Just way he's incorporated my name into it. It just made me
Man.
play it for 6 months longer than I would have played it on radio.
Yeah. I've always been surprised actually as well why certain Afrobeat artists don't do, because I'm just like a WizKid dub plate, like WizKid on dub for certain tunes, Afrobeat on dub for certain, Malik Berry certain. Oh my god, maybe. Listen, anyway, I'm start putting two.
You know that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
anyway.
of course. Yeah, that is. We'll bring in a sound man for that. Maybe David Rodigan can come here one day. Anyway, you man have got flights to catch. It's kind of late now. Sorry to keep you up and that. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Hey,
And where you
Western's
going,
lit.
by the way?
With me?
Yeah. Or you not? Is this
I
not
gotta
to
go
talk about?
Paris for a meeting, and then I gotta go New York for
See
another
what I'm
meeting on
saying?
Tuesday.
I gotta go
I know
Paris.
it's
for a
didn't
meeting.
say
I gotta go Paris for a meeting, and I gotta go New York for another meeting. This is what I'm talking about.
In the time I'm away, San Junipero, the new Vivid mixtape. I hope you enjoy it.
Oh yes, of course. What should we review that?
It's up to you. I don't mind.
Or we have to do it when you're not here.
No, yeah, you do. There's no rules. Whatever you
There's
want
no
to do, you can say it's shit.
Callum's away as
Callum's
well.
away. Where you
Callum's
going,
Girl
Callum?
Festival.
You didn't say what you thought of the
Bedford.
Western mixtape.
I thought it was good. Still, there was one. There was one song that I didn't like, which was the second to last song. What was that?
Oh, the Gangland.
I think it was that. But other than that, yeah, vibe. But I'm gonna. That's a project as well that I'm gonna listen to when I'm driving around and whatnot. But I had to listen to it straight away because it's youths that I really like and check for, and I wanted to just make sure that there was a level of, they were sustaining a level of quality, and that it wasn't gonna dip, and it didn't. So yeah, man, big up to them still. Yeah, it was Gangland. I didn't really like that song, but yeah.
What I like about Western, even when I listen to their last project, you could have that for a year.
Yeah, definitely.
Very comfortably and not really complain. You're going to complain because you're just naturally greedy, but you're going to have that for a solid year and feel comfortable to batter it.
Definitely. Also, it was cohesive as well because I remember listening to My Way and then it goes straight into Medusa and that sounded like
Listen,
you could just hear the two tunes together. But yeah, man, bless up anyway. We're out of here, man, until fucking, you know what I mean?